Alright, what we're going to be doing here today is installing a set of 5-wire Seymour Duncan Black Winter pickups in my Ibanez Destroyer. I already have the bridge pickup in it. I figured I would record and show you guys what's going on, what you get in the little boxes and stuff when you get a brand new pickup. Get a cool sticker. Stickers are always good. Stickers are always good. You get the instruction panel. That turns around and it's got multiple different ways to hook it up depending upon what guitar you've got. We've got a basic 3-way switch, 2 humbucker guitar. Not a whole lot of complication to it. Basically, you take the red, white wire, tie them together, solder them together, and put a cover on it. Take the green and the bare wire. Those go to the ground, which would be the back of a pot. You take the black wire and you run it to the hot lead on the volume pot. Everything else should be grounded and everything should be done already, so you shouldn't have to worry about rewiring the rest of your guitar. If you do, follow whatever instructions come with the manuals. We're going to be taking these out. We've got new frames to put on there because the frames are all kinds of corroded and the chrome was peeling and it looked horrible. So these are Geuker wedge frames. Humbucker holders. I'm not quite sure exactly what they're called off the top of my head. I've been calling them frames. Everybody's been kind of laughing at me. Now the springs that these screws come with, see there's a taper on it. You want to put the taper so that the small side goes towards the neck. Basically, you need to worry about what frames you've got on your guitar because not all of them are the same, and I'm realizing that between the different guitars that I have. Luckily, I've got guitars that need the ramped frames, so luckily we've got what we needed this time. But yeah, be careful when you're ordering those things because you may need thin ones, you may need thick ones. They're different, so make sure you get the right thing for your application. Now, fighting with the spring and the screw, getting it onto the humbucker, that is something I haven't quite figured out a trick to it. And at this point, the spring that's there, you're going to see in the near future, it's going to vanish. It's going to slip out of my fingers and it's going to shoot across the room. We're going to go to the second spring. We'll find that other spring later. I was looking around on the floor. That was always fun. Yep, 10 minutes looking around on the floor. It was actually sitting in the brim of a hat up on top of the drum set. Really, really peculiar, but hey, is what it is. I found the spring. We were able to assemble everything. But yeah, it's not easy. You see me sitting there struggling with it. Trying like crazy to keep it compressed. I'm using my nails to kind of try and hold it in place so that I can get the little hole lined up. But once you've got the hole lined up, you've got to hold the frame in place too, because the spring's going to try and push the spring. Oop, there it goes. Yep, it happens so fast, even slow motion, you can't pick it out. Spring is gone. Fun times. Yep, always fun times, always fun times. Got that little bit of a thing going on, tap the fingers. Yep, that just happened. Okay, we'll grab the other spring. We'll fight with it some more. Like I said, this is not an easy process. It's not really complicated, but this is definitely something that you can spend some time fighting with and chasing springs. Once you get the hole all lined up, get it screwed in there some so that it's all set, and go on to the other side. These humbuckers are going to need to be adjusted and screwed up, sticking up further than the plate does, so you're going to have to do that after you get them installed. Turn around, get the other side together. Other side seems to be a little bit easier. Once you got one side on, the other side's a little bit easier to get done. Still a little bit of a fight, so be ready for it. If it's not too hard, then awesome. You got lucky. Yeah, my fat fingers did not want to play fun, especially with the screw. But in the end, we got it. Everything's all good. Screwed on that. That part's done. Now separate all the wires out. Twist together the 2 sets of wires that you need to twist together. That would be the red and white. I like to pre-twist them, and then where the bare wire is, you twist all that together so you get a good, they don't really come apart afterwards. The whole wire system is just twisted together in a good spiral. The green and the bare wire get twisted together also, and the black wire hangs out by itself. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do what they call tinning. That's when you take some solder and put it on the wires before you go to solder them on. Now, some solder has flux in it. This solder is not flux core solder. So I had to bust out with my big container of flux. I do a lot of soldering out in the shop, working on wiring harnesses and stuff for bikes. So, yep, this is just another Tuesday. Get stuff all soldered up, get all the wires all tinned with a good blob of solder on them. Resin helps clean stuff, and it helps the solder flow into the wire so that it'll actually get into the different strands of wire and become a solid connection. If you're going to be doing a lot of pickups and a lot of soldering, might want to go out and get you a container of that stuff because it lasts a very long time, and the non-rosin core solder is actually cheaper than the rosin core solder. So I don't know if you're saving money or not, but bulk is usually cheaper than non-bulk. Try and get the solder into the wires. Sometimes it just kind of sticks on the outside of the wires and doesn't get in. You want to make sure the solder is in the wires, not on the wires. And then we're not going to remove the strings. Well, you'll see what happens later on, but we don't have intentions on restringing this guitar at this point in time. We'll put it that way. So we loosened all the strings, pulled the back panel off. Because if you loosen all the strings, you can actually get the pickups and the plates passed without actually undoing all the strings. Kind of makes it a little faster to tune it back up afterwards because you don't have to restring it. You just got to twist the knobs and they go back in place. Get all the screws out. Figure out what color wire we're playing with, because this Ibanez had two different colored wires. It had a black wire and a red wire coming from the pickups. We've already done the bridge pickup, so we're doing a neck pickup on this one. Getting into the cavity, there's a lot of little wires. Try and get all the wires separated out so that you've got room to work around the volume pot. Ironically, these are soldered onto the switch itself. I've seen, like the wiring diagram shows, it goes onto the pot. This is actually getting wired direct to the switch. So wherever your old pickups are coming from, that's where the new pickups go to. We'll just put it that way. You're just doing pickup swaps. Unless you're wiring up a new guitar, then everything's already going to be in line. Just undo the old pickup, put the new pickup where the old pickup was, and call it a day. Right now we're getting in there. We're trying to get the old wire unsoldered off of the hot tab. And then we're going to go on. The ground on this one has got like 6 wires attached to it. So I'm not going to try and unsolder it. I'm just going to clip it. Clip it up nice and close. Don't have to worry about it again. Get the pickup out. I didn't realize that the wire cavity went into the lower pickup cavity first. But we are going to show, this is an old rusty crusty F series pickup. It's got an F stamped on it. I'm not quite sure what that means. It's from a very low dollar Ibanez destroyer. It doesn't even have DX on the serial number. So, got some good Duncans in there. This thing's going to sound like an absolute champ when we're done with it. I love the way it feels. I love the look. I love the way it plays. This guitar was a very, very, very good investment for the $200 I have into it. And yeah, I understand that there's $200 now in pickups in it. So yeah, we are going to be changing the tuners on it also, because those things are all crusty and rusty too. So I have a lot of faith that they won't be lasting very much longer, and we'll probably be breaking pretty soon. So if I don't get them on order, then, well, when they break, and the guitar will hang and not be played for a little while. It is what it is. Right now we're trying to fish through these wires, get the wires all through. Like I said, I had to get into the front bridge pickup area because the wires were going through that cavity. Now if you twist them together, they do go through the holes a little bit easier. Once you get the wires fed through, you can set the pickups back in. Try and get as much lead off the pickup as you can. I am tucking the bridge leads in underneath the bridge pickup because those are really long and they only go a very short distance. So the neck pickup, it's got a long lead. Fish it in, get it to where you need it. A lot of it can be rolled up into the cavity where it's on the back. Not a big deal once you get it all in there. Throw the screws on there, that way you can be done with that part. Get your fungers in there. Feed the wire through. It's not like it's a really smooth hole, it's a rough bore, so they will stick and it can be a pain in the butt. You coil up the bridge pickup lead, get everything kind of situated and out of the way. Slide it down into its hole and put the screws in that also. Then we are done with the pickup mounting and all of that fun stuff for right now. We will have to go and adjust the height of the pickups after we have the guitar tuned. You want them pretty close to the strings, not, I'd say about a 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch away. Once you get the wire through the hole into the cavity, you can separate them back out, situate them. You want to have the ground in one area, the hot in the other area, and stray wires can be just off out of the way. That way you can set things in place, get soldering iron on there, and solder it in place really quick. Now I know this isn't really a typical reaction video that I do on this channel. Like I advertise, yep, we do gear reviews and other kind of things also. It's not just reactions, it is music recording content. Setting up guitars, changing things in guitars, that's definitely music related for sure. And we're going to be getting into more different things as time goes on. As I upgrade things and move things around and learn about stuff, you'll be getting demonstrations on the different pickups, the comparisons between the old stuff and the new stuff, comparison between the different pickups that we're getting, because we're not getting all the same pickups, we're getting all different ones. We're going to be getting some signature ones, some regular ones, all kinds of different pickups. We do have a pecking order and a list to go off of, though. It's not like we're just going off of randoms. Basically, we're going to be playing around with EMGs and Seymour Duncans, a bunch of signature series ones, high-end pickups. That's because we get the cheapy guitars. Doesn't mean that they can't have the high-end pickups to sound better. And yes, it is an absolute mind-blowing difference and very noticeable changing between the cheapy pickups and good, decent, high-end pickups. The end of this video, we're going to be going through and showing the different tones and ranges of the pickups between straight, clean, distorted, low chugs, mid chugs, higher up in the frequencies, and some with a chorus pedal in the cleans. It definitely is a very noticeable difference between the bridge, the neck, and the combination between the two pickups. A lot different than it was originally. Very happy with the choice. These Black Winters are going to be a lot of fun, and there's going to be a lot of music recorded with them. Absolutely gorgeous pickups. The fluorescent green pops with the black background. Right now we're going through, we're straightening out the strings, we're trying to tune the guitar back into E flat. That way we can play some more Slayer and Pantera. This is a Slayer Pantera guitar. We're going to be playing a lot of heavy stuff with it, so these pickups should be perfect for the job. And of course, just as we're getting everything set back up, the A string leaves chat and decides that it's going to pop. And when I take these strings off, I realize they're not D'Addario strings. They've got gold ends on them. So we're going to throw some D'Addarios on there and call it a day. Show you what it looks like, a little spinny, and then in with your sounds. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff.